Chatters, chatties, welcome home for a Great American Chat, a podcast where we chat about great American media. I'm Chad Maurice, and we have a lot to chat about today. Let's get into it. Hold on, here we go. So last week, it was announced that Mario Lopez has signed a contract with Great American Media to do movies and who knows what else. So this is interesting. Mario has been doing, let me adjust my volume here. He's been doing a lot of Lifetime movies, Lifetime Christmas movies the past few years. So this is interesting. He's going to be doing some Christmas movies, I would imagine, for Great American Family. And I was thinking Melissa Joan Hart is also a Lifetime actress who's done a lot of Lifetime Christmas movies. And I know she and Mario have done Christmas movies together. So I'm wondering if Melissa Joan Hart will maybe follow him over and join the network as well. We will have to see. Also, last week on Saturday was the Movie Guide Awards. It was filmed out in Los Angeles somewhere, I imagine, hosted by Trevor Donovan and Danica McKellar. Great American Family had a couple movies nominated, A Christmas Blessing and A Paris Christmas Waltz. And Great American Pure Flix has had a couple movies nominated, The Divine Influencer and 1,000 Tomorrows. And, oh, hey, Kat's here. Kat. Yay, I finally made it at the start of the live. All right. Thanks for being here, Kat. So, yeah. So what I say? Oh, yeah. Christmas Blessing nominated. Paris Christmas Waltz, Divine Influencer, and 1,000 Tomorrows. Those are movies on Great American Pure Flix. And we can see what wins on March 7th. The Movie Guide Awards will premiere on Great American Family. Last weekend, we had the Great American Rescue Bowl. We had the Cuddlers versus the Adorables. The Adorables won with a last-minute touchdown. So that was fun. And also last week we had the premiere of Passport to Love, which is what we are going to chat about today. So let's get into that one. This one stars Shae Robbins and Mason D. Davis, directed by Brian Bruff and written by Brittany Wiscombe. The synopsis says, a successful international travel writer, Nicole, has scored a dream seaside rental to research her newest vacation article, only to discover it has been accidentally been booked also by Cade, a marketing rep for a competing travel magazine. Why can't I hear myself? Hold on, let me just, there, now I can hear myself. Okay. There is an immediate spark between the pair until each returns home to discover Cade's company views Nicole as a rival and threat and orders him to exploit the friendship for business gain. Work causes the pair to cross paths repeatedly until Nicole and Cade realize they have much more in common than the love of travel. Oh, what's Kat saying in the chat here? What is she saying? So happy about Mario. Yeah, I really hope he and Cameron Matheson host the Great American Rescue Bowl next year. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with the hosts, the two guys who host the Rescue Bowl this year, who did the play-by-play during the games. I'm familiar with, what's her name? Because she hosted it. She did it last year. Beth Stern. Yeah, so I was familiar with her, but I didn't know those other two guys. So this is the story of Nicole. She's an online travel blogger. She owns a website and a blog business. She heads to the French Polynesia. Is it Polynesia or Polynice? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Well, she heads there to blog. When she arrives at the bungalow where she is staying, she meets Cade, who writes and sells ads for a travel magazine. He says, "Who are you, the maid?" She says, "No, I'm staying here." He says, "No, you're not, I am." They find out the property manager double booked their place, and so they wind up arguing about who should stay and who should leave. They get hungry from all that arguing, So they try to find something to eat. All they find is ketchup and syrup. They say, look, even though we are two total strangers, let's have dinner together. So they go to a food truck and have dinner on the beach. The property manager offers one of them to stay with him. Nicole says, look, we already had dinner together. We may as well stay together. Next day, Cade asks Nicole what her plans are. She says, swim with sharks. She says, hey, listen, Cade, since we stayed together and we had dinner together, let's go kayaking together. So they do. While they're kayaking, Nicole jumps out and swims with stingrays. We got some really cool cinematography here in this scene. And I'm wondering how they filmed this scene. Were those stingrays photoshopped in there? Or did they have like some stunt double or some stunt woman swimming with the stingrays? That's what I'd like to know. The next time I talk to Brian or Brittany, I'm going to ask them how they filmed that scene. That was pretty cool. After kayaking, they go on a hike. We get some picturesque views of the ocean from a mountaintop, and Nicole takes a few pictures, and one she takes is of Cade. Cade's boss ruins the nice moment they are having by calling him and telling him he wants him back at the office. Cade gets back to the States. His boss is upset because he didn't sell any ads for the magazine. Nicole writes up a blog about her stay on the island. Then she books her next trip to Turkey. Cade's boss sees Nicole's blog and asks Cade if he knows where Nicole is off to next. He says Turkey. His boss says, great, book a trip to Turkey so we can stay ahead of her. Cade and Nicole, they meet in Turkey. They go to a pottery shop and Nicole learns how to make pottery. He asks her what her plans are. She says get married, have 3 kids, and get an SUV. No, that's not what she said. She says her plans are to eat Turkish delight, ride a camel, and watch hot air balloons. Then we get a camel riding scene. That was pretty cool. I like that. That was fun. Them getting on the camels and trotting away. Cade plans a romantic rooftop dinner. They feed each other Turkish delight and they observe hot air balloons. Then they have an interrupted kiss by a phone call from Cade's boss. Man, that guy interrupts everything. Once again, Cade has to go back to the States so his boss can get on his case for not getting any business. Cade's coworker, Christina, tells him the boss wants them to target all the travel bloggers. And Christina is played by Charlotte Hemmings, who you might recognize from the Destined at Christmas movies. Their boss says he plans on buying out all the travel bloggers. He wants to reroute their websites to their website. And he wants Cade to win over Nicole and convince her to sell to them. Nicole and Cade decide that they should go to Scotland next. Nicole's employee or friend, whoever she is, Miranda, goes with her. When they arrive, they are greeted by the writer of the movie, Brittany Wiscombe, doing a Scottish accent. I like seeing her. She usually makes a cameo in their movies. She was in a couple other movies that they did. So she shows up in this one. Miranda looks up Cade's magazine website. She sees that he wrote an article about his trip to Turkey. She tells Nicole that he shouldn't have done that. Nicole says, well, it's no big deal. He was there for work too. Then we get an archery scene where they're shooting bows and arrows at a target. Nicole and Cade go on a seaside walk, and we get another good scene. Another good scene with some beautiful scenery there in the background. Miranda finds Cade's phone at the hotel. And she sees the text messages from his boss asking if he got Nicole to sell her blog to them. Oh, now it's time for the conflict. Miranda calls Nicole and tells her. So she confronts Cade and it all comes out. She says, this whole time I thought you were traveling with me because you liked me. He says, I do. Whoa, I do? Hey, buddy, it's too soon to say I do. You've only known each other for a few days. No, they're not getting married. He says, I do like you. She says, it was all business to you, just to get my blog. Oh, she's all upset. Cade leaves, he packs up and goes back home. His boss finds out he didn't even try to get Nicole to sell to them, so he fires him. He says, you're out of here, Cade. Cade has lunch with Christina. She asks, what would you do if you were the boss? He says, try to work with the bloggers, take them under our wings, and combine both the digital and the print to improve the experience for the readers. She says, don't go looking for another job. Nicole gets a call from Cade's boss. He tries to convince her to sell, but she hangs up on him. She also finds out that Cade got fired. Oh, oh, Gina. Hey, Gina. What's Gina saying in the chat here? Oh, wait. Oh, they're talking about the Great American Rescue Bowl here. Gina in the chat says, I agree with Kat. I still have to submit my review, but I am going to suggest using our Great American Family Stars to host the Great American Rescue Bowl. Yeah, and airing it on Friday or Saturday evening, not during church. Oh, yeah, instead of Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah, they aired it at noon. Some people weren't home from church yet. Maybe Trevor. Ooh, Trev D. There's a take. There's a hot take right there. Yeah, that's true. It would be fun seeing some of the Great American Family talent doing it. All right, where was I? Lost my place. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. Then the big showdown occurs at Cade's office. Christina tells Cade to meet her there. Their boss says, hey, I fired him. What's he doing here? Get him out of here. But then the owner of the magazine walks in, and it turns out he is Christina's uncle. So he fires the boss, and Cade gets his job back with a promotion. Somehow Cade finds out where Nicole lives, so he shows up to her place with flowers, but she's in Finland. So what does he do? He and his flowers head to Finland. He finds her hotel, but she already checked out. He calls Miranda. She says she might be glamping at a resort to see the Northern Lights. Oh, wait. Oh, Gina says she really liked that twist. Yeah, so did I. That twist about Christina being the nephew or the niece of the owner of the magazine. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, where was I? Okay, Miranda tells Cade that Nicole went glamping to see the Northern Lights. So he tracks down the resort. Some guy tells him the dogs have turned in for the evening and the sleds aren't running. So he hops on a snowmobile and heads out to see the Northern Lights. And of course, also to win Nicole back. He finds her igloo, confesses his feelings to her. They kiss with the Northern Lights in the background, and they blogged happily ever after. This is my favorite scene in the movie right here. I love this ending, this scene. Him riding that snowmobile with the Northern Lights in the background. And I love all these little igloos they have set up. Each person has their own little igloo to observe the Northern Lights. That was really cool. Now I want to go to Finland and do this. Yes, this was great. And a great scene, great ending scene there with them kissing by the igloos with the Northern Lights in the background. Really loved all that. So this movie, I like this movie. This is a fun one. This was an enjoyable movie to watch. This is a pretty movie. We got some pretty scenery, got some pretty leads, and we have a pretty good story. The scenery and the filming locations in this movie, I think, are fantastic. Yes, Kat is saying in the chat, beautiful cinematography. Yes, I agree. Or what's Gina saying? It was my favorite location too. I love the igloos. Yeah, I thought like igloos were really cute. I loved them. This was just an all-around great movie. Yeah, I agree. All right, where was I here? Lost my place. When I read the chat, I'll always lose my place. Okay, yeah, the scenery and the filming locations, fantastic. Now, I heard that they filmed this movie over a 9-month period, and they went to 4 different countries in order to film it, which is pretty cool. They went to the French Polynesia, they went to Turkey, they went to Scotland and Finland. So that's pretty impressive because it takes a lot of money to fly an entire crew and all the actors, overseas to Europe somewhere or to some exotic location in order to get the filming done. The drone shots in this movie are great. The background scenery is just wonderful. I think Shae and Mason have good chemistry together. They should, because they've worked together before. They were in the movie Identical Love together, which was on last year. The supporting characters were great. I loved seeing Charlotte Hemmings from the Destined at Christmas movies. Fun seeing her. And the actor playing the boss, I thought he did a good job. Oh, what's Gina's? Was that Gina saying in the chat? I hope we see more from Brian Bruff. Oh, yeah, in 2024. Yeah, we definitely will. Definitely will. And we're getting the another sequel to Destined at Christmas. Destined at Christmas 3 is going to come out in 2025, next Christmas, next year. So we're getting the 3rd movie in that trilogy. So the actor, well, like I said, the actor playing the boss, he did a good job. He was supposed to be the annoying, irritating villain, and he definitely was. And the actress playing Miranda, I believe her name is Carrie Kalu, I think is the way you pronounce that. I thought she was cute, and I thought she made a good sidekick to Nicole. I like the meet cute about the double booking storyline. I like movies that have when the leads are double booked and they have to share space together. I've seen other movies like that before, and I like that. I like that meet cute. That's always a good one. I thought the conflict was good in this one. When she finds out that he's been meeting her all over the world in order to get her business. She thinks he doesn't like her. She gets over it, though, when she finds out that he got fired. And I mean, the reason he got fired is because he wouldn't do what his boss wanted him to do because of his feelings for Nicole. The only confusing part of this movie, there was a little bit of confusion at the beginning with Cade's occupation. Because when they have their meet cute at the beginning, he says he's there for business. So she asks him what he does for a living. And all he says is travel, publicity, and marketing. He never mentions that he works for a travel magazine. He just says travel, publicity, and marketing. And I'm like, what's that mean? Oh, that could be anything. So I was confused, like for the first 30 minutes of the movie. I couldn't figure out what he did for a living. But then I finally realized, oh, okay, he said he works for this magazine and he's selling advertising for this magazine. And also does a little bit of writing for the magazine. So yeah, it took a while for me to figure that out. I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but what's Kat saying here? I think Great American Family found a winning team in Brian and Brittany. I hope they continue to make movies for Great American Family for a long time to come. Oh yeah, I'm sure they will. I know Brian is filming a Christmas movie somewhere right now. I saw some of his posts on social media where it showed him filming and there were reindeer in the background of this one shot. So I know they're filming a Christmas movie right now. I don't know what network the movie will wind up on. Hopefully it'll wind up on Great American Family. So this was an enjoyable movie. The scenery, I think, is the big standout in this movie, definitely. That's what makes this movie so great. Oh yeah, Gina's saying I saw that too, that post about the Christmas movie. Yeah, I don't know if it's for Great American Family or not. Kat says, I agree. Cade seemed rather vague about his occupation. Yeah, in the beginning he was. And I didn't understand what he did for a living. Like I said, it took me like 30, 40 minutes into this movie to finally figure out what he did. But maybe the writer, maybe Brittany, the writer, wanted him to be vague in the beginning because he didn't want the lead, Nicole, there to know that he worked for a travel magazine. That could be why. I don't know. That would be my guess. So if you haven't seen this movie yet and you're looking for a movie with unique scenery, definitely check this out. And I actually grabbed some screenshots of some of the scenery just to show, because I like all these overhead shots of when they're in these exotic locations or when they're over in Europe. I like to see these. I think this slide here shows the French Polonaise, shows them kayaking there on the ocean. And then over here, we've got some shot of Turkey there, overhead shot of Turkey. And then we see some Scotland and Finland. I just wanted to take in a minute to enjoy some of the scenery from the film again. So what do we have coming up? Oh, later this month, we have the premiere of County Rescue. That one's going to premiere on Great American Pureflix on Friday, February 23rd. It starts streaming there. And it's going to premiere on Great American Family on Monday, February 26th. And next week, I am going to be chatting with Julia Riley, who stars in County Rescue. And she's going to be chatting about the series and about her character. She plays the character Danny in the series. I think I'm chatting with her on 21st, on Wednesday, February 21st, I believe it is. Oh, Gina is saying, I thought Shae was great. She looked beautiful, and they made her character out to be a down-to-earth, relatable person. Yeah. Usually the characters in the Brian and Brittany movies are usually down-to-earth and very relatable. They're definitely not characters that you dislike. You definitely like all of them, and they have good character to them. Also, later this month, the Great American Book Club is meeting again on February 29th. Cammie and Father Randy will be discussing Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. And as always, you can sign up for the book club on Great American Family's website at greatamericanfamily.com, and they will email you the Zoom link. So that is it for Passport to Love. Make sure you leave a review on Great American Family's website. Tell them what you thought of the movie. And I will see you next week with Julia chatting about County Rescue. And I'm looking forward to meeting her and seeing that series. I think it'll be great. Yeah, Gina's saying she's looking forward to County Rescue too. Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. Going to be good. So until then, you keep the faith, keep smiling, keep your friends close, and keep your Great American Family closer. Thanks for being here, everyone, and thanks for being in the chat there, Gina and Kit Kat. See you next week.